Hello Star Seekers, thank you for joining me in this video. Today we will be discussing the new moon in Aries on March 21st, around that time, depending on where you are in the world. And this is also the spring equinox. The sun moves into Aries, the moon moves into Aries, and there's a few other planets there, and they are making aspects with some other planets. So stay with me as we discuss the potentials of the new moon in Aries for you. Now, my usual disclaimer about which sign you should be watching. In order to know where this energy will be affecting you, you need to know which houses these particular signs fall into, specifically Aries for this new moon. Which house Aries falls into is determined by your rising sign, not your sun sign. Horoscopes are determined through rising signs. Your sun sign is very important when you're learning about your personality and how you shine in the world and where you show off. But when we're talking about predictive horoscopes, it is your rising sign that we are looking at in order to determine which house a sign falls into and therefore which area of life this energy will be felt in. So, with that said, let's get into this. Hello Taurus rising, thank you for joining me. Let's get right into this because we have a lot to talk about. So when we have a new moon, we have the sun and the moon on the same side of the earth. And in this instance, they are in Aries, which is your 12th house. That is the house of the subconscious or spirituality or the house of undoing. Now, the sun and the moon are also joined by Mercury and Jupiter in this 12th house. The sun, moon, and Mercury are actually conjunct. They are all close together. Jupiter is not conjunct, but it's still in the same sign and the same house if you're using whole house systems. So what does this mean for you, Taurus rising? With all these energies of the sun, moon, Mercury, and Jupiter in Aries in your 12th house, this can bring a strong desire for spiritual connection and a need for solitude and introspection. This is the house of solitude. This is a placement that can indicate success in fields related to creativity, healing, or charitable work. But there's also a tendency here towards impulsive decisions relating to hidden or unconscious aspects of yourself. So addictions or self-harm, self-destructive behavior, these things could come up. Now, there's also a need here to balance your personal needs with the needs of others and the community so that you can avoid isolation and escapism that is not healthy. We have Venus over here just moving into your first house, into Taurus. Venus is at home in Taurus. It's the ruler, so it's feeling harmonious here. This is bringing a heightened appreciation for beauty, pleasure, and luxury in your personal style, in your appearance, and in your sense of self-worth. This placement can also indicate a desire for stability and security in your sense of identity and in your self-expression. Uranus has been in Taurus in your first house for a couple of years, and it's going to be there for a couple more. Now, this has been bringing unexpected and sudden changes in your sense of identity, in your self-expression, and in your personal style. This placement has brought a fascination with innovative or unconventional ideas relating to your self-expression. This can be manifesting as alternative fashion or non-traditional approaches to your fashion or your personal style or how you show up in the world. So the mixture of Venus and Uranus here in your first house, this is resulting in an interesting mix of both stable and unpredictable energies in the areas of personal style, appearance, and self-worth, and how you show up, how people see you and perceive you. This could also manifest as a desire for pleasure and stability within your self-expression, but this is combined with this willingness to try new and unconventional approaches to your personal style and to your self-identity. Saturn also recently moved next door into Pisces. Saturn in Pisces in your 11th house. This is the house of social circles. This is bringing a sense of responsibility and discipline to your friendships, your group associations, or your social networks. This could potentially be leading to a more mature and practical approach to your social connections and to your networking. This placement here can also indicate there's a potential for leadership roles within your social organizations, but it's also going to bring up some challenges that are around fitting in or being accepted by a group. With Neptune here joining Saturn in Pisces, Neptune is at home in Pisces. So here in your 11th house, this is enhancing your creativity and your empathy in your group settings. But it's also creating a bit of confusion and a tendency towards unrealistic or idealistic expectations of others. So you need to make sure that this is balanced with healthy boundaries and clear communication to avoid any kind of conflicts within your social networks or groups. The Sun and the Moon here in your 12th house are making a 90-degree angle to Mars, which is in Gemini in your 2nd house. It'll be moving out of your 2nd house just a few days after this new moon, but during the new moon, it's still in your 2nd house, which is the house of finances, personal resources, and your ability to be self-sufficient. So while the Sun and the Moon are over here in the 12th house, this is really putting the emphasis on your spiritual growth and your subconscious and hidden aspects of yourself. This placement is indicating a need to assert yourself in matters of intuition and introspection and a desire to explore your inner world. Well, the square aspect here with Mars in your 2nd house, this could create some tension between your need for spiritual growth and your desire for material stability and financial security. So you really need to work on finding balance between your inner world, your spiritual and subconscious world, and your outer realities of responsibilities for maintaining your life, for self-sufficiency. This Sun and Moon over here in your 12th house is also conjunct this Neptune just on the other border, on the other side of the 12th house border. Neptune is the ruler of Pisces, so this is really bringing in the Neptunian and Piscean energy into this situation, and this is potentially creating a highly intuitive and imaginative approach to your spirituality as well as your social networks and humanitarian aspirations. This placement can indicate a desire for using your creative talents to inspire and to connect with others on a deep spiritual level and to pursue a path of service or activism. However, be aware that there could be challenges relating to maintaining boundaries with your friendships or in your social networks. There's a tendency towards idealism and deception in these areas, so don't make any assumptions before you are communicating with groups and social networks. Always get the facts. The Sun and Moon here in this 12th house is also making a 60-degree angle to Pluto over here in Capricorn. Now, Pluto's been in Capricorn for a very long time. Pluto's been there since 2008. This has been creating upheavals within your spiritual and philosophical pursuits or ideas. Pluto is about to move into Aquarius just a few days after this new moon. It'll be there temporarily, then it's going to jump back into Capricorn for a bit, and then on to Aquarius. And by the end of 2024, it will be in Aquarius until the mid-2040s. So that's going to be another 20 years of experiencing Pluto in one area of your life. But for right now, it's still at the very tail end of the 9th house for you if you're using the whole house system. It is in the very tail end of Capricorn. And what that is bringing is a potentially, or what it has been brought for you since 2008, it's been bringing a strong drive towards personal transformation, especially in regards to your spiritual and philosophical beliefs. This has been manifesting as a desire to seek out deeper knowledge and an understanding of the world around you. It's possible that this alignment has been bringing you powerful insights that have led to a greater sense of inner strength and personal power. Venus over here in your 1st house, at home over here, is making a challenging aspect to Pluto. This is in a 90-degree aspect here, and this is having a strong effect on your desire for physical and aesthetic pleasure. There's a focus here on creating a harmonious and attractive appearance for yourself. This square placement here with Mars, this is suggesting that there could be some power struggles or some hidden issues related to control and transformation within your belief systems, within your philosophical ideals, and this can have an impact on your ability to fully express your values and to connect with others on a deeper level. So it's important for you to confront or to work through any underlying issues or dynamics you have with your spiritual and philosophical beliefs in order to be to cultivate a more authentic and a fulfilling sense of self and a connection with the world around you. Mars over here in your second house, your house of finances and resources, this is making a favorable aspect to Saturn here in your 11th house, or your house of social networks. So this is suggesting that you are being a lot more assertive and confident in your ability to earn money, in your ability to be self-sufficient, and there's a lot of potential here for success in fields related to finance or business. This alignment can indicate a disciplined and practical approach to your personal values, because Saturn here is very practical, very disciplined. It is really helping you to achieve your long-term goals. The trine aspect here between Mars and Saturn brings a strategic and a systematic approach to your financial planning and your investments. Now lastly, this Mars in the second house here is also making a square aspect to the Neptune that's here in your 11th house. Now this is a bit more challenging. What this is doing is bringing a tendency towards being impulsive with your money and with your possessions. So this impulsivity could lead to some financial difficulties or financial insecurity if you don't keep it in check. There's also some challenge here with setting practical goals and making realistic plans. The influence of Neptune in this 11th house can blur the lines between reality and idealism. Now this aspect here can indicate a potential for deception or misunderstandings within your social groups or settings. So again, be very clear. Don't make any assumptions. Make sure you have all the facts before you confront someone or you go about spreading some kind of message. So that's all I have for you today, Taurus rising. Thank you for watching. Please give me a like and subscribe. Let me know in the comments if anything resonated with you. I'd love to hear from you, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.